right, besties, we're gonna do a warm tone glam. We're getting ready for springtime. I'm excited. We're all excited. Let's go. I'm gonna break this down step by step. We're gonna get in close. And I'm just gonna kind of show you how I do my makeup every day. If you're new here, I'm Ty, and I love beauty and all things LGBTQ. Grab your brushes, because we're gonna do this whole look together. I don't want to say I'm a comfort creator. I kind of just want to tap into everything I like to do and then maybe figure out from there what my channel will consist of. But I know it's definitely going to be beauty and it's definitely going to be LGBTQ. After I've already moisturized, I'm going in with the Water Powder Serum by Danessa Myricks. And when I tell you, this is a game changer. Well, I actually mixed this with the Makeup Forever, what's this, Shine Control. This is also a good pairing with the Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. So I'm putting this in my T-zone. The reason why I'm putting it in my T-zone is because that's where I get the most oily and shiny, and I really want to reduce that oiliness, especially from shining through when I take pictures. I've also tried One Size Oil Sucker and it's a little too drying for me, but maybe I'm using it wrong. I need to watch a tutorial on that. That does not mean we don't hydrate our skin. Just because we get oily does not mean we don't hydrate our skin. So I'm gonna let that dry down. And we're gonna start with our brows. This e.l.f. brow laminating gel is my fave just because it keeps your brows really in place. So what I like to do is brush the hairs up and outward. And then same on the other side. Let me get my other mirror. Same for the other side. And one thing about doing this first, if you do your brows first, make sure that the brow pencil that you might be using goes well with this gel, because sometimes some pencils will not draw on this gel. Like, you can't do the gel first, you'd have to do the gel last. But for me, I really like to laminate my brows down in general before. So now there's a comb and a brush in. Can y'all see that? It needs to be cleaned. Don't judge me. I'm gonna swipe up for my brows and then outward. I don't want to drag my brow down. You see how it leaves it very flawless and flat on your skin? That's what we want. And then you're gonna take the brush side and do the same. And it kind of just puts them directly in place. All right, now that that's done, our primer and base should be pretty dried down. So the first thing I'm gonna go in with is the Flawless Glow by MCO Beauty, if I'm saying it right. This was a brand that came out just in Kroger when I first got it. I like it because it leaves my face kind of luminous, but also I'm gonna use a very matte-like foundation and they mix really well together. So with this, I'm just gonna kind of spread it all over my face. I do avoid the T-zone because that's gonna get oily regardless. So again, I'm kind of concentrating on my drier, hyperpigmented areas. Again, the outskirts. And that kind of just gave me a little glow. After we get a little glowy, we go in with our NARS pot concealers. These are an absolute fave of mine, and the reason I'm going in with them now is because I want them to dry down. When I tell you dry down, I want them to dry all the way down so I can put a serum over my face and then do my whole face. This is just prepping. The two I'm using is Caramel and Truffle. Using two different ones, you'll have the opportunity to create your perfect shade, and that's the goal here. The goal is to really have this concealer look as much like my skin tone as possible, but I'm also just dabbing it because I want that area to be really covered. I don't want to blend it out yet. I want it to dry down. And that luminous glow actually helps with hiding the hyperpigmentation. I don't know if it's the glow that reflects off or what, but now that I've concealed, I'm going to set it And this is just the e.l.f. setting mist that I like to use in between steps. Skincare is key, so you gotta just make sure that you prep your skin right. A hydrated base truly can make or break how your makeup sets and looks. And to be real, a smooth hydrated base honestly makes a huge difference. To conceal our brows, we're using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. And I'm going from here, not all the way at the beginning, but from here down. And also just remember that if you go down, then you're dragging your face downward. So we kind of want to go outward at the tail end of your brow versus bringing it down. And I really do this as like a prep for the concealer, because sometimes I do go in and conceal again after I've put the eyeshadow on. Fun fact, I started doing makeup when I was in college, and I went to an HBCU. I ran track there, and the reason I got into makeup is because I stopped running track for personal relationship reasons. And I used to not be able to go anywhere without makeup on, which is so sad because we're all so beautiful, but we're also so hard on ourselves. Doing makeup, I really realized that it's not about covering up your wounds, but it's about being confident and expressing that. And that's what I really want to give on my channel, but not only on my channel, just within the community now and people that I'm becoming friends with. So today, me and my wife are getting matching tattoos, and I really don't want to do anything too crazy. Like I said, I'm doing like this bronzy glowy look. I feel like I always do that, but I'm just gonna deepen the eye. I'm gonna use my bronzer on my lid, and I'm only using it on the outskirts of the lid, and I'm also pushing it into my lid. So it's just gonna look like this. And I prefer like this fluffy brush. This is a Smashbox, I think, brush. And I'm keeping it here. Then I'll drag it out. So again here, and then I'm just dragging it outward, right? Just like that. I don't want to go too far inside. I really want to keep that bright right there. Okay. And then whatever black eyeshadow you have, the angled brush is actually a toothbrush. I mean, this angled brush is actually a paintbrush that I got from Michael's. And the reason I like paintbrushes is because normally the ends of them are they're cut super straight. So they allow for like really straight lines when you're doing a cut crease or something like that. So this is an angled brush, and really it's just gonna allow for my wing to be more clean cut. So I went in with that black, and again, I'm just bringing it outward. I'm also making sure I'm turning the brush the right way. Same on the other side. The angle is facing inward, like to my eye. And then I will turn it outward and bring it back, bring the brush towards my eye. And I just fill it in. Now we're taking that bronzer that we used on the outer lid, and we're just kind of smudging the line. Going on the inside with the foundation powder that I have, I'm just going to go over the lid in the lighter area to avoid any creasing. Now I really want to elevate this look, and I'm probably going to go with bigger lashes, or at least lashes that are going to go on the end, but I think white will kind of make it pop a little more, so we're going to go in with like a lighter white shade. I'm going to pop that in the entire inside of the eye. I don't know if y'all can see that. I want it real bright. I want it to be really bright right there. I think I already mentioned this, but I do have my own business. I do also have a 9-to-5, but I have my own makeup business and studio, and I love being a business owner. The things you have to do to be a business owner and the patience you have to have. But I love it. I would not trade it for the world. It's kind of hard meeting friends in this time of my life, and I think it's because there's so much balance that has to happen. And it's like I always have to come to terms of, do I have the mental capacity to have another friend, even though I want another friend? And I know I'm not the only one that struggles with this. I would just want to be able to give that friend the time and attention I know that I would need to have a friend. But also because I don't know a lot of people in the area who are open to like content days and like, I don't know, just doing all the things that I'm interested in doing now. So for the eyes, we kept it soft and simple, something that I feel like anybody can really achieve. For the bottom lid, I'm doing a lighter color, like a light white almost, in the inside. Like halfway. On the outer part, I'm gonna go in with this bronze brown color. We're almost mimicking what's on the top. So bronzy brown color and then like this white color. The lighter color liner is MAC Snowed In eyeliner, and then the bronzy color underneath is a Sephora brand. It's like the chunky pencil. Probably some of my favorite because they're really creamy. I don't feel like my liner is even. I feel like this eye is a little more droopy. So gotta fix that. Just gonna add a little bit out here. Yeah, that's better. And I'm pretty sure my right eye is bigger than my left eye, so there's that. Okay, so our base has been sitting for a while, right? We're gonna take a serum. For me, it's this Dark Spot Serum by Kiehl's. Probably one of my favorite serums, and the reason why I say it's one of my favorite is because it's very moisturizing and it isn't oily, if that makes sense. So I warm it up in my fingertips and I pat it on top of the outskirts of my face and my forehead. There's a little bit that comes off, but not a lot. And I just wipe it on my shirt. Just wipe it on my shirt. Why? Because I don't know where my paper towels went. It's when the makeup starts looking like something, because right now I look crazy. The foundation we're using today is the e.l.f. Soft Glam, and this has been between this and the L'Oreal foundations, not only because they're cheap and I do have a 9-to-5, so I like to wear my cheaper foundations, but they're actually really good. This shade is Deep Neutral 53, and we're gonna take our double-ended brush because why? You're doing makeup with me. Okay, starting in the middle of my face, that's where I'll start my product. And then I will drag it. How's that look on camera? Does that look too dark? I can't tell. Oh well, we're gonna lighten it up if it's too dark. It doesn't look too dark, right? It's a little dark, but it's giving my summer color and not my winter color. So we're gonna use concealer to brighten it up. I really enjoy making content. I'm just hard on myself, just like everyone else is. And I think that's something that comes internally just because I judge myself all the time. Like, instead of just doing it, you know? Our foundation base is on. We're glowy right now, that's okay. Sephora brand concealer, top notch, top notch. The best skin ever one. This is in shade 33.5, Y. Putting this on the inner corners of my eye. That's pretty much all that I use that concealer for. And then I use a deeper shade concealer. So this is So this is the Maybelline Eraser Concealer in the shade 144. I was recommended this concealer by Uche. Uche? I line the inside of my nose, the forehead. We're bringing it outward and lifting it versus dragging down. And then I'm going to go on the rest of the side of my nose in this deeper shade. And then just connect a little bit. Sometimes I use a little more concealer, sometimes a little less. Just depends on how I'm feeling. Today I'm feeling like a little more because I know we're going to be taking a few pictures when we are in the tattoo parlor. Because I need to even my features, I'm going to use this concealer just right here. And same on the other side. This really gives me the illusion of this size, and then my forehead. And I also learned that from a TikTok. And I love me some TikTok University. I was so sad when it went away for that day. I'm spraying in between steps. Same spray, same e.l.f. spray. And I'm gonna let it sit. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute. The only issue about letting this sit is that if you have a drier primer, sometimes it can leave streaks where you have that primer. Like I used the Makeup Forever primer. If I had used the Oil Sucker by One Size, it would have left streaks just because I let it dry down too much on that primer. So keep that in mind when you're doing this step. Okay, now that it's dried down some, I'm using the same end of my foundation brush where I have my foundation, and I'm just blending out, and same on the other side. And start blending. We're doing this just keeping it right in the center of the chin. And then same with forehead, we're keeping it right in the center. Why? Because I have a big forehead and we don't need to create highlight anywhere else but right there in the middle. And I know it looks crazy right now. You can definitely see the line. It's okay. Blend under the eye. Blend under the eye. You can also use a brush. In my spare time, I like spending time with my wife, my family, and then doing makeup, but also exploring. I really like to just explore new areas, but exploring comes with spending money, so it's kind of hard to explore and not spend. And also saving in today's time is like super hard anyway. And we're gonna go back and use our foundation brush again. You're just using the leftover. So we're gonna hit it into the skin on those areas that needed blending. You saw how the forehead needed blending? Well, now it's gone. Okay, same with chin, just right on the edges. This is when it really starts coming together. Also on the nose, those harsh lines, we're gonna define it more in a little bit. But yeah, and it's already eaten. It's already eaten. We're gonna go 1, 2. Blush called Bold Face Lilac. This is one of my faves. We just did 2 dots to start with. So I drag it outward, not too far up. Sometimes I will go up depending on the mood, but I would want a deeper shade if I did it up. So we're gonna kind of keep it in this area. We're gonna do 2 dots. I feel like it's just the right amount of pigment, and if we just added the powder on top, it'll be fire. Yeah, I like that a lot. All right, let's finish putting it on the face. This side. And the chin. That's cute. I like that a lot. Sometimes you lose the opaqueness. Is that a word? Sometimes you use the intensity of the blush from putting on that bronzer. We're gonna go back and cover up just where they overlap a little bit with that blush brush. Perfect. Perfect. I'm using cheap mascara as like a primer. My order still has not gotten here from Shein. I don't know who's holding up the parcels, but I need my order ASAP. We're gonna take a brush and a lighter concealer and we're gonna pat, 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 okay? Here and a little bit here to lighten up the area. You have to be kind of quick just because the eye will dry and then it'll leave like a spot. So just keep that in mind. We're not letting this one sit. Yeah. Yeah. New powder puff. Doesn't have to be new every time, but. And then pat it on the back. And we're going to set, not bake yet. We're going to set, not bake. Oh, we forgot the bronzer on the nose. I got to go back. Bronzer here. And here, I really want to make the nose skinnier. A dot there and a dot there. Taking an angled, fluffy kind of brush, I'm gonna blend that nose in. And I'm pushing. I'm not dragging, I'm pushing. Take your brow pencil of your choice. I'm using the NYX because now that the brows are dried down, I can use a pencil. I'm literally just filling in. Just because my brows are already thick, I'm just filling in those spots that need a little coloring. And if it will shade, we already set under here, but look how smooth the on the side of the nose, we're creating the illusion that the nose is nice and skinny. So right on the side of the nose, I'm still just setting the products in place. Pink setting powder by Huda Beauty. And this is what I'm using to bake. Oh, I love the smell of this. And then go ahead and bring it out. That's so pretty. Same on this side. Line the nose. And then bring it out. If you have more of a dry skin type, you might not want to set this many times. You might want to just go in with the Huda Beauty pink one if you want the pink undertone. Bronzer. Bronzer again. That was a lot. We'll diffuse it though. At the top. The blush I'm using today is actually an eyeshadow. And it is by Shop Miss A. And it's like this. It's this really blue tone pink or cool tone pink. And really, I'm focusing it here. How cute. All right, setting powder. I am just blurring everything. And this also helps me stay matte a little longer. We're taking a setting powder. A Fenty Beauty is the one that I'm using. And this is in the shade 385. And this is really gonna blur everything together. Yeah, we're using the new NYX Hydrating Gloss Serum, and this is like a lip tint. It looks insane, it looks so pink. But that's okay. Because we're gonna do like a brown liner moment. I feel like I lost some of that white color in the middle, so I'm gonna pop it back in. Yeah, that's so cute. All right, taking away that bake. Today we're doing a half lash. I'm really trying to get back into doing full fluffy lashes, but it's been a hard transition. I actually took one lash, cut it in half, and because it is because it's even all the way around, it kind of helps me use the opposite end for the lashes. I don't know if that made sense, but it made sense in my head. The glue I'm using today is the Duo glue. I know some people use hair glue. I don't know if there are any other eyelash glues that y'all can recommend, but I'd love to try some different ones other than Duo. Remember when we went in with that one mascara? Well, we're gonna do a different one. This is Ilia's mascara, and I'm really going to stack this on. I'm really concentrating on the inside because the false lash is going to go on the outside, which will already create it like a fluffy look, but I want the inside to show the same effect in a sense. The lashes should be dried, so little trick I feel like everyone's taught us, but let's do it together. Taking the mirror, putting it down here, and looking downward to plop the lashes on, so much easier. These are the lashes, super simple. We're gonna take this lip color off because, again, I don't want it to look super dark. Look at the tint already. That's exactly what I wanted. Taking a brown lip liner. This morning I did the lip liner stain on top of the lip stain that I just used, and when I tell you it lasted all day, I don't have time to wait for the lip liner stain. And then I'm using like a pale color. This is NYX, this is Milky Gloss. I just wanna mute that pink just a little bit. It was a little too pink for me. Spraying first with Charlotte Tilbury. And then one size, I feel like we all know this combo by now. You gotta take a break when you do that. All right, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna come back. And I have like 15 minutes to get ready and leave to go get the tattoos. This is my problem, is that I can never be on time somewhere. Can we appreciate? Let me know maybe another look to do or something. I do have a Pinterest vault, so we can go back to that. But I'd love to hear what people would love to see. I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.